everyone, and welcome to this week's Cruise Chat. My name is Kathleen Penner, owner of Plenty of Sunshine Travel, and today I'm joined by Jared, and we're going to be going over the Emerald Cruise Line today, and I'm really excited to learn more about it, so over to you.
Wonderful. Good morning, everybody, and hope everybody's having a great November. Kathleen, thanks so much for inviting me on. This is our second installment of talk. So the first one, we focused a little more on scenic, and today we're going to get into the exciting sister brand, which is Emerald Waterways. So I'll give a very quick introduction to Emerald for those of you who aren't aware who we are. But like I just said, we're the little sister of scenic. So scenic is that all-inclusive service, you know, the black carpet type of experience here. Now with Emerald, it's almost a fully inclusive experience, but we wanted to have a little more flexibility. So it's still a luxury cruise line, but you just don't have everything included like scenic. And I'll highlight what the differences are. But I have been fortunate to experience both brands, and Emerald is amazing as well. So I don't think anybody would have any issues with sailing on Emerald. And in fact, if you look at the bottom of the screen here, you'll see that for the last 5 years running, Cruise Critic, which is a very popular website for analyzing cruise companies and itineraries and things like that, they've actually given us the award for the most value when it comes to a river cruise line. So that's
a great honor.
Incredible. It is, yeah. And I think, you know, today, especially our guests are very savvy, technologically savvy, and they like to do a lot of research prior. So please go home, use Cruise Critic, all the different sites, TripAdvisors, and you'll see again, us compared to our competitors and where we really actually shine. And I'll get into those details as well today. But we started sailing in 2014, so relatively new. You know, Scenic's been sailing for over 30 years, but the sister brand Emerald has been since 2014. So we just celebrated 6-7 years in business now. And we're not limited to just one area, not just Europe. We do really the entire world. And also exciting, we've got Emerald yacht cruises in addition to our river cruises. So maybe we can park that and have a cruise talk on that as well too. So different exciting things. So that's just a little bit of a background on Emerald, who we are, who we're affiliated with. And again, it's important to focus on the value, which I'll talk about. But I think for a lot of you, if you've never been on a river cruise, Emerald is a great introductory cruise line to start with. And there's so many different reasons why we all love cruising, and we've listed a few of them here, but wide range of itineraries, like I just talked about, the ability to unpack once, which is really great. Instead of jumping around from hotels to hotel, you're on a floating hotel, porting into the heart of these great cities every single day. So you really get to maximize your exploration time in these cities because you're not running from, you know, hotels to motor coaches or all that. I mean, it really cuts down the in-between travel time. So going into the heart of these cities every single day, explore the different towns, an intimate experience as well. So similar to Scenic, you know, we only have a maximum of about 180 guests on board. So it's not like a ocean cruise with 5,000 people or 3,000 people or anything of that degree. It's a much more intimate atmosphere, which I think a lot of people enjoy. And it gives you a chance to really make those incredible relationships with the people that you're traveling with. So, lots of excursions and tours, and then the opportunity to explore on your own. So that's one thing that I actually really love, is that we have organized excursions that we go off when we explore the cities, but there's always ample time for independent exploration as well. So you have the structure, but then you have that independent time. And that's what I really love, because I like hearing the history and seeing, you know, where the must-sees are, but then it's nice to be let loose for a couple hours and have that time to explore. So all of those are included here. But why Emerald? So high quality, inclusive holiday, great discovery. I'll show you what the inside of our ships look like as well too, because it's modern and chic, contemporary, and then like I just alluded to before, but traveling at your own pace. So lots of many different reasons. But it's so important that when you look at different cruises and different cruise lines, that you pay attention to what's included, because every cruise line is different. And remember what I mentioned with Cruise Critic awarding us the most value for your inclusions. This is kind of what I'm talking about right here. So starters, of course, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We do have included a gourmet dining experience. Of course, you know, with being in the middle of a pandemic, there will be some changes, and we'll keep you posted. And Kathleen, I mean, we could also do a whole other session just on health and safety. So we'll keep you posted, or we'll talk about that later. But breakfast, lunch, and dinner are included. Now, we do also include complimentary wine, beer, and soft drinks with dinner and lunch. Now, you can purchase a beverage package if you'd like. So let's say you want, you know, unlimited drinking, which includes hard liquor for the entire cruise. You can purchase that. You can also purchase it by day. So if you just want maybe 1 or 2 days with a drink package, you could do that, or you can just purchase drinks individually. But rest assured that wine, beer, and soft drinks are with lunch and dinner. The beer is a German lager beer usually, and then the wine is regional to where we are. So you get that local flavor, which is really nice. So included daily excursions as well too. This is really important. So you're never left alone. We always have something included for you to do in addition to that leisure time like I talked about. We also realize that a lot of our travelers today are a lot more active. 80 is the new 60, and 60 is the new 40, and people want to not just walk around or go on a coach for a tour. They want to actually do some more active excursions. So we've got biking, we've got hiking, we've got all different types of things that we can do. Our ships actually have bicycles on board. So we do have included tours that people can do that, or they can just take them out for their leisure, for a leisure ride. I mean, it's up to them to decide, but we'll provide the helmets and you just sign a little waiver and you're good to go. So active, we do aqua therapy in our swimming pool. We've got yoga as well too, and those hikes like I talked about. So many different things to keep you going. Lots of flexibility there. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I think that's, again, a lot of people are looking for that to be a little more adventurous. Mm-hmm. So we've got active programs, we've got EmeraldPLUS, which I'll talk about in just a couple of slides here. But maybe one of the most important things is that we have so much included, which is your airport transfers, your meet and greet from the airport over to the ship, and also returning to the airport once the conclusion of your cruise is done. Your port charges, your taxes are all included as well. But maybe the most important thing is the gratuities also are included. And if you've ever been on a cruise where gratuities aren't included, it can add up very, very quickly toward the end of your journey. So just keep all that in mind when you're looking at us. And I encourage guests to compare us with other cruise companies, that do your due diligence. But again, it's important to note that the airport transfers, port charges, and taxes and gratuities for your cruise directors and guides are all included already. So very important. Complimentary Wi-Fi and bottles of water restocked every day as well too. So those are just a few little things that we have included. And if you take a look at our brochures, you can see that, or talk to Kathleen and she can go through that with you as well too. And there's a lot more included, but those are the main ones. So like I mentioned before, EmeraldPLUS, these are excursions that are very unique. They're sort of the culturally immersive activities that give you a sense of the antiquities and the flavors of the culture that you're going to. Unique, authentic experiences. Mm-hmm. These are my personal favorite experiences when we travel. So you'll notice them in the itinerary because they're labeled as EmeraldPLUS. They're all included. These are not anything that you pay out of pocket for. And you'll definitely have a couple of these plus excursions when you're traveling on Emerald. A few examples. If you look at the bottom left image over here, you'll see that's actually a home-hosted meal and tea and cookies that we have with a Slovakian family. So they actually bring us into their home and sort of talk about their culture and what they eat and their traditions and heritage. And it's just a very immersive experience that gives you a chance to talk with locals one-on-one, because it's one thing to hear a guide speaking and here's this and here's that and here's the history, but to actually talk to somebody who's not a historian or a guide and just what their perception is from living day-to-day life in those countries is a really good in-depth experience. So that's just one example of an EmeraldPLUS experience. But you can also see we've got listed chateau tours, castle tours, garden tours, culinary demonstration, cooking demonstrations. So if you like, to cook, we've got a lot of interactive stuff that we do on board as well too, where you get that local flavor. So when you see EmeraldPLUS, I want you to get very excited about it because these are those authentic cultural experiences. Yeah, that's something that would create so many good memories too, because then you're right into the culture and you're more immersive. Like you said, that's the way I love to travel. And then you can take those recipes home and just reminisce too. Yeah. Yeah. If the pictures don't do justice, bring it all home and for yourself. Yeah. So, that's the EmeraldPLUS. And then like I talked about before, the EmeraldACTIVE. So these are included as well too. We've got the biking, we've got the hiking. So the one thing, the one cruise that actually doesn't have the bikes on board is the Douro River in Portugal. And that's just because the Douro Valley is so windy and it's hilly that, you can't necessarily let people off on bikes. It wouldn't be necessarily the safest biking excursion. So with the exception of the Douro, our European ships will have the bikes on board. But instead, on the Douro, what we do is we actually have a canoeing experience. So instead of biking, you can go canoeing down the Douro, which is really cool. It's a great upper body workout as well too as you're going. So in substitution of the bikes, we've got the canoes on the Douro. So Lots of fun things to do there. Like I talked about before, aqua therapy, yoga on the sun deck as well too. So we do have an activities manager on board, and they're the ones to host these types of fun events. The activities manager also in the evening will turn into a DJ at night. So I'll show you a photo and a couple of slides of the bar and lounge where everybody usually comes together in the evening, and we'll play some music, we'll play games and things like that. So the activity manager is responsible for that. And it's a lot of fun because there's always something going on. Now, the one thing, this is important, discover more. So if you do see a discover more experience listed in your itinerary, this is an optional experience. So this would actually be additional, cost additional to do that. And that's, again, like I was saying, one of the main differences between us, between Emerald and Scenic. With Scenic, that's the all-inclusive experience. With Emerald, you have a little more flexibility, and then there's a few optional excursions for purchase. So Discover More is an optional excursion. Okay. And that would be like a guided tour to Salzburg, winery tours in Austria and France. They're really unique experiences. They're kind of like EmeraldPLUS as well too. But again, you get a little more flexibility. So if you want some leisure time instead of doing this, it's not like the Discover More are mandatory for everybody to do. You can sign up once you're actually in destination if you want. You can sign up prior to going if you'd like. I do recommend, if you do see a Discover More option that you're dead set on doing, and you know 100% I'm going to do it, I recommend signing up in advance, because sometimes it is limited to capacity. So if you wait till you get on the ship and it's only 15 people who can go and it's already all signed up, you might not be able to go on it. So it's usually a good idea to sign up for it in advance. And also usually if you sign up here at home, you'll pay in Canadian dollars opposed to actually paying euros when you're on the ship. So a few things, food for thought, but it doesn't, again, you don't need to do that prior. It's just some advice, but you can sign up down there. I haven't really seen any of these Discover Mores be so full that people can't go. Usually they do take a fairly large group, or it's broken up into a few different groups and we can go. So, but it's more the currency exchanges is kind of, I think, what people pay attention to the most. But anyway, Discover More. We'll keep moving on. So, like I said before, I'm right now just in our introduction here, I'm going to showcase some of our European ships. But please be advised that we do Asia, we do Egypt and Jordan. Like I said, we've got the yacht cruises as well, which, they do Croatia and all those areas as well. So we'll save that for later. But I'm going to show you the European fleet that we use here. And there's quite a few different ships, as you can see, just from this list. We've got Sky, Star, Sun, Dawn, Destiny. The Emerald Luna is brand new, coming out for 2021. She looks beautiful. I've seen the pictures, so I think that's going to be a real joy for people to sail on. We've got the Liberté, which is the Saône and Rhone rivers. We've got the Radiance, which is the Douro River in Portugal. And then, I've got the Mekong listed here. So that's our brand new ship in Asia. By brand new, I still say it's brand new. It was released last year in 2019. So it's still pretty new. Yeah.
Well, 2020 was a wash, so it's pretty
yeah. And I can tell you folks, the Harmony is one of my favorite ships. It's gorgeous. And again, Kathleen, we can do a whole other session just on Asia, and I can really highlight this one. But all these ships are beautiful. Let me take you inside so you can get a better sense of what it looks like. So this is this is our welcome atrium, the reception area. And you can see, like I was saying, it is all modern. They're new ships. Very contemporary, it's elegant, they're very easy to navigate as well too. So once you get on, it's, after an afternoon of exploring, you'll know where everything is very, very quickly. Again, it's not like a massive ocean ship. But this is the Horizon Bar and Lounge. This is really the heart of the ship. So this is where we'll come together for our daily talks, our evening entertainment. If we have, a culinary demonstration or a wine tasting or something like that, we'll do it up here. Our activities manager in the evening, like I said, this is where he or she will come up and set up a little DJ booth, or there's TV screens around the facility as well too. So we might play some games, but you don't need to participate. You can just hang out, and there's the bar. You can grab a drink. You'll notice the floor to ceiling windows throughout the area as well. This is just a great spot to take in the scenery, have a drink, use the complimentary Wi-Fi, read a book, read on your notepad or something like that. So this is really the center. This is, as we like to say, the heart. Now, Reflections Restaurant is our main point of dining. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner will be held here. It is open table seating concept, so there's no assigned seating. It's also dress code is I was going to say optional. Dressing, yes, you have to dress. But as far as fancy clothing, it's not like we require business clothing. It's your vacation. It's your dream. Dress how you feel. If you want to be casual, that's fine. If you want to dress up a little fancier, that's also fine as well too. The only times I see people really dress up is maybe for the welcome dinner and the farewell dinner. But aside from that, again, if you want to go more casual or if you want to put on a blazer, it's totally up to you to decide. The food is great. Like I said, we've got regional food to where we are. So you get that authentic local flavor. Great example is we're, sailing, let's say through Germany, you'll get that schnitzel, or France, you get the duck l'orange. And the wine, again, is locally to where we're sailing through. So you get that great flavor. But the one thing I do love about Emerald is that if you're sick of the food of wherever you're at in destination, there's always a Canadianized meal on board. So if you just wanted a steak and fries and a salad or something like that, you can order. I don't recommend that. I mean, I encourage you to try the local cuisine. But if you're feeling a little homesick and you want something more familiar, you do have those options that you can always order as well too, which is great. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner and reflections. Now at the front of the ship, we have the Dine Al Fresco region. So this is great, especially springtime, summer, and even into the fall. Like if you have a November like we're having right now, you can go to the front of the ship, bring your food, have a drink, take in the beautiful waterways, get that fresh air coming in, look at the different locks, the castles. So if you just want to be outside in a little more private area, please come to the Dine Al Fresco spot. Mm-hmm. Now, this is where you'll find me. If you're ever sailing with me, a lot of the time, I'll be sitting up on the sun deck. This is great because you get that 360-degree view of everything all around you. And there's great seating up here. We've got mini putts, so if you want to play some games. We've got a barbecue up here too, so on select evenings, we'll actually have a cookout. Yeah, so it's a great atmosphere. And like I was saying, if you're sailing in great weather conditions, it's so nice to have the fresh air blowing against your face and just looking and seeing the unique architecture of Europe or wherever you're at, notice the differences from home to there. So one of my favorite spots is the sun deck. So we also have a spa and wellness facility. So I'll start with the bottom right image here, which is just a little shot of our gym. The gym is complimentary. It is available for everybody to use. And there are treadmills, weight racks, bikes, towels, water, all readily available for you. So the gym is available for anybody to use. It's also the least populated areas on our ship. So if you're looking for peace and tranquility, just go spend some time in the gym. Now, we do have a masseuse on board with a little spa area. Now, this is also available for purchase. So if you want to book yourself in for a massage, that can be done, but you will be charged for that. And same goes for the hair salon as well too. So let's say you want to get a cut, some coloring done, or a wash or something of that nature, that is available for purchase on board. So just be advised that if you take advantage of any of those, there will be a charge, but the gym is complimentary. Okay, so let's go inside because this is what everybody likes to see, is the boutique suites. So we'll start off on the lowest level, which is the Riviera deck. These are entry-level staterooms, and they're about 170 square feet large. And the first thing that you'll notice is that we just have a porthole as a window. So for anybody who's not interested in a balcony, this is what you can get. If you are interested in the balcony, don't book this room because those windows don't open. They're at the very lowest level. So please just keep that in mind. Again, if you're like me, I spend very little time in my suite, so I don't necessarily need a balcony. I'm up on the sun deck. But for those of you who want to spend a little more time in your stateroom and you want that balcony, I'll show you what they look like next. But just be advised, the Riviera deck on the lowest level, you just have those portholes. And to give you an idea, when I can see out that window, I'm just over 6 feet myself. So just to give you a little bit of perspective, I can see over that. If you're under, you might have to get on your tippy toes. But anyway, all the suites do come equipped with, there's a mini bar available for purchase inside. We've got the complimentary water, sparkling and still, your HD television. You've got your luxury bathroom, which comes in all the suites as well too. So you've got in the shower, the adjustable shower head. You've got the luxury bath products that are restocked every day, and your towels and sheets and all that. So all the suites, no matter where you are, do come with your luxury bathroom, whether you're in the entry level or in the owner's one-bedroom suite. Now, this is the most popular one, the Panorama balcony suites. And right away, you'll notice it's not incredibly larger than the entry level, maybe 10, 20 square feet. However, that floor-to-ceiling window, and it's sort of just having that openness there, it gives the illusion like the suite is so much bigger than what the other one is. But this is sort of like an indoor balcony because all you have to do is push a button. So if you look at where the window is about halfway through on the wall, there's a button and then the window comes halfway down. So it's like you have your own indoor little balcony here. So it is great in that regard because you do get that fresh air in there and you can actually open it up and you've got that little seating area that you can sit and have a drink and just relax. So that's the Panorama balcony suite. Again, comes with a luxury shower, your luxury bathroom, your mini bar for purchase available in your suite, your HD television, your itineraries, all that is in here for you. Now here's the grand balcony suite. So now we are getting a little bit bigger. Now we're looking at about 210 square feet, and this is your outdoor balcony. So everything's the same like I just talked about before, the bathroom and all that. But here you actually have an outdoor balcony, which can be separated from the actual suite. So you have a door that can open up and close. It is temperature controlled, meaning that once you open the door, the AC in the room will turn off or the heat will turn off. And then if you close it back up, it'll automatically turn back on. So you don't need to worry about fiddling with all the gauges and whatnot. It's done automatically. But the same type of thing as in you push the button and then the window comes halfway down, but you've got that outdoor balcony. So you can seal it off from the rest of the suite. You can sit out there and get a little privacy compared to the other suite, the Panorama that we just looked at, where it's inside the room. So a little bit of a difference there, a little bit bigger. And you got that outdoor balcony, which is great. Now here's the owner's one bedroom suite. So if you want to go, to the pinnacle of the accommodations, this is what we're seeing. This is about 315 square feet. You've got the dual floor to ceiling windows, one in the bedroom and one outside in the living room. So you do have, as you can see, the bedroom separate from the living room, and it can be closed off as well with the curtains. And then you've got your outdoor balcony as well too, which a little bit larger than the grand balcony we just looked at, and same thing with the automatic top-down window to give you that open air system within your suite. Guests who are staying in the owner's one bedroom do have a mini bar that is complimentary. So that's one of the advantages of booking the owner's one bedroom suite. And within that little mini bar is, vodka, rum, scotch, gin. I think there's some soft drinks and juice, like orange juice and some soda, Pringles and things like that. So that is complimentary in the owner's one bedroom, and it is restocked every single day as well for you too. And guests in the owner bedroom suite will also be given Emerald Concierge service, meaning that they can actually get breakfast in bed, opposed to other guests who will need to go to Reflections to eat. You can take advantage and actually have your breakfast served to you here, and a few other additional things, which if you take a look in our brochure, under the owner's one bedroom suite, you see all the different perks that are listed here as well. So a few advantages to actually booking in that, not only size, but a few extra inclusions as well too. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of our ships actually have a heated swimming pool as well too. And if
That's a good size pool. That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, you can actually swim lengths in there, which is great. If you want some exercise. I was shocked because I took a cruise last summer and it was, 35, 40 degrees. It was incredibly hot outside. And nobody was in the swimming pool, and I just was baffled why people weren't taking advantage of it. So my recommendation to everybody is bring your swimming trunks. This is a great area to cool off in. There's the bar in the back, and Kathleen, I'm not sure if you can see the top of the image there, but it's actually a retractable roof. So that you get all this fresh air coming in, you get the sun beaming down on you. So when the weather permits, we can actually open it up, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
And so it's a heated pool. Come take advantage of that. The Douro River, the Emerald Radiance, is the one swimming pool that is actually on the sun deck, and it's a lot smaller than this. So just remember, depending on where you're going, there might be a slight difference, but that's really the only one. So yeah, beautiful swimming area. And on select evenings, what we do is we actually close the retractable roof. So you can see it closed at the top here. We'll flush all the water out. We have our guys come in and they actually, they swab the deck, they clean it all up, they bring in these comfortable seats. We have a great projector and a big screen, and we'll show Hollywood movies. So you can actually come, have some popcorn, have a drink, and just watch some great classic movies or some new ones. And we'll do this on select evenings as well. So if you actually want to see how this is done, go to our website, and there's a video of how the roof will close and then all the water goes out, and how we actually change it miraculously into a cinema. It's really cool. So take advantage of that.
Wow, that's neat.
Yeah, definitely. So that was sort of the inside of the ship. Again, that's kind of a bird's eye view. If you want to go online or talk to Kathleen, you can see that you can get actual deck plans and a lot more details in the brochure as well. But that gives you a good idea of the facilities, the different suites, and some of the amenities that we have to offer. Now, for the second part of the presentation, I just want to quickly highlight some of our popular itineraries in Europe. I think it's good to show you some of our top sellers and let you start dreaming about where you want to go next. So a few of our popular itineraries for first-time cruisers. If you've never been on one before, by far the most popular is the Splendours. of Europe, which I'll show you in detail in just a second. That's a great 15-day comprehensive one. We've got the Danube Delights, the Explorer, the Jewels of the Rhine, the Majestic Rhine. Those are 8-day ones. So these are great introductory cruises if you've never been on a river cruise before. These are what I would recommend starting off with. So the Splendours of Europe, like I said, if you have the ability to take a 15-day trip, this is really what you want to do, especially if you're going to visit this region maybe only once in your lifetime. You want to do the most comprehensive program available. And I love this program because you're sailing through so many amazing different cities and all these different countries. So you can start off from Amsterdam and go all the way down to Budapest, or you could do it reverse if you'd like, if you'd rather end in Amsterdam. So let's say you wanted to do some post nights or something like that, career post nights, you can easily set that up, or Catherine, you could help you guys set that up. But yeah, this is just the best because you're going through the heart of continental Europe. There's so much history, so much culture here. Amsterdam is obviously known for, the city of canals and great biking and a very unique culture, the great train station, the red light district, Keukenhof Gardens as well. If you're into the springtime tulips, that's a great time to visit back when you look at April and May. You can actually visit Keukenhof Gardens. So Amsterdam is an incredible city. You go down to Cologne. We've got, we actually dock 200 feet away from the famous cathedral over there. So once you get off, you literally just walk over there and there's the medieval cathedral. So that's really cool. Continue to sail down. Rudesheim, great for classical music. Bamberg, Nuremberg, if you're into World War II history, that's the birthplace. Germany, and of course, where the trials took place for the war criminals, Justice Palace, where that all took place. Sail down to Passau. You go into Austria. I mean, classical music, Strauss and Schubert and Mozart, so many great things to listen to there. The architecture is also very unique. Bratislava and Budapest. So I think this is probably my favorite one to do. And again, if you've never done a cruise before, this is what you want to do because you're sailing through all these incredible countries. It's lots to see and do. But if that's a little bit too long for you, you can shorten up the trip. Here's the Danube Delights. So this is really the second portion, or depending on where you sail, maybe the first portion of what we just looked at.
Right.
So, yeah, but what I always do recommend is doing pre and post nights, no matter what, whether it is a 15-day or even an 8-day one, just to maybe explore the city a little bit more and also get familiar with the time change. It's usually not a bad idea to do that as well. Now, Danube Delights, we actually fly into Munich and then we'll head up to Nuremberg, and that's where we'll board the ship and then we'll sail down and cross over into Austria, touching into Slovakia. That's where we have that home-hosted meal, like I talked about, with the family. And then we wrap things up in Budapest. And Budapest is such a great city. I mean, there's Hero Square, Fisherman's Bastion, just a few of the sites. But where we dock, our ship is right across from the Parliament building. And words can't even describe how gorgeous that is in the evening time when it's all lit up and you're right across from it. Literally, if you're in one of the suites that are facing that, you can see it right from your room. If not, you just go to the sun deck and you see it right over there. But it's pretty spectacular. So that's, in my opinion, just worth the price of admission right there is the Parliament building in Budapest. So, and a little bit of a shorter trip if you can't do the 15 days. But here's the Danube Explorer. So a few different regions here, some similarity as well. Flying into Munich, going to Passau and Linz. Český Krumlov, I think, is the big standout here. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And it's like stepping into a time machine. It's like going back to a fairy tale village. It's really a really exciting spot. Dürnstein, this is where you can go for a great bike ride or a tour or a hike in Dürnstein as well. So if you want to get active, and then like we talked about, Bratislava and Budapest as well. So Danube Explorer, some similarities there, but the big highlight would be Český Krumlov in my opinion. So here's the Jewels of the Rhine, also an 8-day cruise. This is similar in a sense of going from Amsterdam, but instead of tailing off over to the east, we're going to head more to the west. So Cologne, Koblenz, we already kind of talked about. Heidelberg, by the way, has Germany's oldest university there, and it's a really, really amazing city coming off the. You see, when you go to the university, you can actually see the Rhine River where the ships are and everything. It's just it's a really cool spot. Huge highlight for a lot of people, as well as the Black Forest. So you can go through a hike or a bike ride in the Black Forest, try some of the famous gâteau or cake, as it's called. But for me, my personal standout is Strasbourg. And I'm not sure, Kathleen, if you've had a chance to visit Strasbourg before, but what an amazing city, I have to say. Of all of the stops on this cruise, Strasbourg is my favorite. And I think it's a great mix of French and German culture kind of blended in, because it's right on the border. And over the course of history, it's gone back and forth between France and German side, depending on the wars and whatnot. Now, of course, it is France, but it's a good mix of both cultures. There's the famous Gothic cathedral there as well, too. It's just a really unique spot. The architecture is amazing. It's one of the reasons why I love it. So big stand for me.
Yeah.
Like I was just saying before, so extend your stay. Kathleen can do that for you. We have hotels that are set up as well. So if you just wanted to book it through us, we can do that. I mean, you can obviously extend and use other properties, but we do have specific properties that we've set up. If you do a pre-night and a post-night in hotels that we've set up, we can still include transfers from the airport to those hotels. If you select a different hotel, then unfortunately the transfers won't be included. But if you use our hotels, we can set that up. So pre-nights, post-nights, it's a great way to spend a little extra time in the cities that you're exploring and get used to the time change, of course. That's one of the big reasons that I like it. So extend your stay, talk to Kathleen about that, and it's a great way to do it. So as we wrap things up toward the conclusion here, there's just a few little helpful hints and tips we like to highlight. And I'll just quickly go over these. If there's any other questions, Kathleen, just feel free to shout them out. But
sure.
When it comes to weather, of course, I can't predict weather for you, but it's usually a good idea to go online and just do some historical research, because they have all the trends and everything on there. Europe is very similar to us as far as the seasons go. Of course, Portugal is a little bit warmer. You could go in November. Like I was in Portugal in November and I was in shorts and t-shirts my entire time. Although I guess we can do that here today too. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is look online. There's lots of details online that'll give you specific.
My favorite website for that is Weather Underground. You can actually put in the area and it will tell you the last 10 years of what it's historically been. And it's kind of interesting that, yeah.
Excellent. Weather Underground. So I'll keep that in mind. Good site. Cool. And then sailing time. So of course, being in the middle of the pandemic right now, we are suspended. Operations are suspended. We hope to resume sailing, I think, April of next year. And, knock on wood, that's what's going to happen. We'll keep you posted as to that. Generally, we sail throughout the entire year. More so March to October. And then we do have a few Christmas cruises as well. And with Emerald Yacht Cruises, that'll be sailing all year too. So generally, we are sailing throughout most of the year, but predominantly in Europe from March to April, March to November. And we'll keep you posted as far as when we resume sailing. Now, another update when it comes to medical, that generally we don't actually have medical specialists on board, but I think moving forward, that is something we are considering. So I'll keep you posted as more information comes to fruition on that. But in the past, what we've done is, because we port in different cities every single day, we have a network of health professionals set up along these routes. It's not like you're out in the middle of the ocean for 3 or 4 days at a time, or if something happens, you need an actual doctor on board. Here, we can radio one fairly quickly and get one to the ship. So, but again, I think moving forward, and it's just talk right now, but we might actually have medical specialists be on board post-pandemic. And obviously, that's for everything that's going on. So.
And as you mentioned, being a river cruise, you are so close to being to medical care if needed, like literally minutes, because you just pull up to a dock. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's very convenient. So we'll keep you posted on that. Clothing, we talked about a little bit before. There's no mandatory dress code. Please be as casual as you'd like or as fancy as you'd like. That's totally up to you. Remember, it's your dream vacation. Gratuities are included, like I mentioned before. If you want to tip above and beyond, that's totally up to you. But be advised that you don't need to worry about that. In Europe, of course, the adapters, the electrical outlets are different. So we sometimes have adapters that we can loan out on board, but very limited capacity. So please bring one with you in advance, especially depending on what you're using. Sometimes you don't need an adapter. But certainly if, I know I can't speak to on beauty products that women use, but I know some. But just rest assured, there are hair dryers on board that have the proper connection already, so you don't need to worry about that. Smoking policy, we don't actually provide smoking indoors. That's totally non-permitted. No smoking on board. If you must smoke, there is a designated section on the sun deck that you could go up to. And that was really the only spot on the ship where you can smoke. We do recommend just wait till you get off, because we are docking so frequently. Mm-hmm. So deposit protection, this is also unique because for any new bookings, we are going to include this complimentary. So normally deposit protection is $125 per person or $250 a couple, and it protects your deposit with Emerald, meaning that if you have to change your departure date, we will waive all change fees and penalties in association with changing that date. So because of the pandemic, we've decided to include this complimentary to give our guests peace of mind. But please, I just want to advise everybody, this is not trip insurance. This isn't medical or health or interruption or cancellation. This just protects your deposit with Emerald. So you still need insurance. I would advise you still need insurance. It's complimentary. So if you need to change your departure date, we can move that with no fee. However, it is important to note that third-party fees may apply. So if you have airfare or you booked a hotel, we can only control what's the cruise component of it. If there's third-party sources and you change that departure date, there might be fees associated with that. So just do your homework on that. So deposit protection is included complimentary. And the other thing right now, what we've done is we've reduced our deposit from $500 to $250 per person. So again, we're trying to provide a little more flexibility and peace of mind with our guests because we know it's kind of turbulent times right now. But hopefully with the reduction of the deposit and including the protection plan, that will get you a little more comfortable and wanting to book for 2021 or even 2022 right now, as we've just released those dates as well too. So lots of different things that you can book up and coming. And we do have a promo. There's the fall savings that are out right now. So if you take a look on our website, we've got the fall savings, and we should have some exciting new sales coming in the pipeline in the next couple of weeks as well. So stay tuned for that.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. That was super informative. I really enjoyed learning all about Emerald. That's great. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. If there's any questions, feel free to shoot me an email or just let me know. And hopefully that gives a little bit of a base to stand on when it comes to Emerald, especially for people who've never heard of it before. And all you have to do is try one and you'll be hooked.
Absolutely. Yes. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. I look forward to meeting with you again, and maybe we'll dig into a specific itinerary a little more, and that'll be great.
Wonderful. Well, thanks so much for having me on.
All right. Well, thank you. Goodbye, everybody.
Take care. Thanks so much.
Hey, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this week's cruise chat with Jared from Emerald Waterways. It was so nice to see a brief overview of their cruise line and also to see some of the pictures from inside the ships. I really enjoyed looking at the pool. It's so nice to have a heated pool on a river cruise ship, and I think that was really phenomenal to see that. I especially loved the roof that opened up and let the sunshine hit you and some of the open air. If you want any more information, there'll be a link down at the bottom of the YouTube channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, on the bottom, it'll be a link to the show notes page. And on that show notes page, I will have a brief synopsis of what we've discussed and also a way to contact me, which is info@plentyofsunshinetravel.com. And I'd be glad to help you with your own Emerald Waterways cruise. Next week, I'm going to be meeting with MJ Swan, and MJ is from Adventure Canada. And Adventure Canada is a Canadian-owned company, and they specialize in expedition cruising. So they go to off the beaten path. They do all kinds of different great stuff. So you'll have to tune in next week to see some of those places that they sail to. I do a new cruise chat every single Thursday. It comes out every Thursday around 11 to 12 o'clock. So be sure to subscribe to our channel. That way you can see it as soon as it comes out. I do announce it on our Facebook page. And by the way, come and join us at Plenty of Sunshine Travel on Facebook. But if you don't want to wait for me to type all that up and to put that on Facebook, because I don't do it till after the video is live on YouTube and you want to see it right away, just subscribe to the channel and then you'll be able to see it instantly. I look forward to seeing you guys every single week, and I'm glad that you're tuning in. I'm thankful so much for you guys for tuning in. It means so much to me. And I also have a whole bunch of group cruises, and that's on my website, plentyofsunshinetravel.com. And if you would like to join us on any of our group cruises, click on that. I update it regularly. There's a whole lot more that need to go up there. I've booked some group space. And group space does not mean that we need to hang out all the time together. It just means that you get extra perks and extra bonuses for being in a group. So be sure to check that out and see all the extra stuff that you get. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you aboard. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.